Isn't it great where we can work in, although you did it, a hockey reference with the Hurricanes to a football story?
It's like peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, man. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. It's the Adam Gold Show. Thank you very much for spending some time with us. I'm Adam Gold. That is Victoria. We are live on YouTube, as we always are. YouTube.com/Adam Gold Show /999 The Fan. Either way, get to the same spot. Just like go to youtube.com/Canes Corner, and you can listen to the podcast or watch the podcast live, and we do it after every Hurricanes game. So speaking of the Hurricanes, the captain of the Hurricanes, Eric Staal, is joining us. And I don't know if you knew this or not, Jordan. First of all, thank you very much. In a very busy stretch, not only of games, but of family for you. Thank you very much for coming on. I don't know if they told you, but I really have very little desire to talk about last night. I mean, I do because I've already done it, and I'm sure you've moved on from last night. I'm really more interested in how you are thinking and approaching Sunday and what's going to happen with your brother. I'm not sure you're aware. He's getting his number retired.
Crazy, eh? I'm just gonna try to hold back some tears. Is about it, I'm sure. But yeah, it's gonna be an emotional night. It's gonna be a crazy week with a lot of family coming in and friends and all the things. But rightfully so, it's gonna be an amazing celebration. And I'm hoping the fans are as excited as I am and my family. And it's just a really cool honor.
Has that whole deluge of Staal family, has it begun yet?
I'm in the middle of the grind. I haven't really thought much about all that, but we got my parents coming in. I think, what day is it today? Is it Wednesday?
Yes.
I think they're coming in tomorrow, and as well as Eric, and then the rest of the crew is kind of slowly trickling in, but it'll be a chaotic but fun week for sure.
All right, so here's what I want you to take me to the backyard. What were those days like? Because it wasn't just you and Eric, but Mark and Jared. So take me into the backyard. What was that like?
Yeah, it was. I mean, my dad, instead of buying all little tinker toys, he decided to buy us a big toy, and that was a rink. So he when it got cold, which was quite often up in Thunder Bay,
Yeah.
He iced it down for us and kind of created our own little playground. And it was just an amazing little spot that you just fall in love with the game of hockey. And we played a lot of just random games, whether it was pig or but actually, we had little games of 2-on-2, and we had our cousins over or friends over, and we'd find a way to play little bigger games. And it was just a constant, or it could just be me out there by myself or Eric or whoever was. It was just a constant toy that we were always out there and trying to make sure our toes wouldn't fall off. But outside of that, we had a blast out there, and it was just like I said, it's a big toy that we didn't think much of it. We just enjoyed being out there and having fun with it, and obviously it turned into something a lot bigger than we were expecting for sure.
How competitive were the two of you and your other two brothers as well? But how competitive were you against each other?
Yeah, there were some close calls for sure. You got a couple. You're trying to track a guy one-on-one. He tries to do a little toe drag and elbows you right in the face, and next thing you know, a stick's getting thrown across the rink. And my mom, I don't know how she had sixth sense for that or something, but she would turn off the lights of the whole rink and send us all back inside if she started hearing too much screaming. And but it was pretty cordial for the most part, but there were some close calls that could have got a lot uglier. But I think honestly, Eric kept it everyone pretty even and made sure no one took advantage of anyone else.
So he's, I believe, like 4 years older than you. When was the first time you beat him in one of your games?
Oh, I guess the beauty of our little 2-on-2 was kind of Eric and the youngest were together, and then me and Mark were in the middle. So we had some pretty even games, to be honest. But Eric, I remember a few times we were losing quite a bit, and there was a couple big wins that felt good for sure. And we would play post because no one wanted to play goalie because that's a crazy spot to play. And but we had some big wins out there, and but a lot of battles for sure.
So he couldn't get anybody to play goal. That's amazing.
No one was playing goalie. No,
3 forwards, a defenseman, and nobody playing goal. You couldn't get Dad? Dad couldn't come play goal?
Dad did all his work beyond just icing it down, but I think he graced us with his presence one time, and I think he fell over and blew up his elbow, and that was the last time we saw him out there. So it was only one time, but it was all the effort was putting the rink together, and I think that was probably enough for him.
Jordan Staal is joining us here. Eric Staal. By the way, on Sunday there's a red carpet, and I know you're not involved in the red carpet, I don't believe, but I am curious. I just want to ask Ray Whitney what he's wearing, who he's wearing. So my whole goal of the red carpet thing. There's also a ceremony. There's a round table with Chad LaRose, so that's going to be off the rails. Mike Commodore is involved in it. I think Matt Cullen as well. Ray Whitney is also part of it. It should be a lot of fun. I don't know if you're going to check out the alumni game. Your brother's probably in the best shape of any of the people who are going to play in the alumni game. Either that or your head coach.
Yeah, Roddy probably would be, but I would hope so. Eric's he's only been out for a year, but yeah, it'll be a big weekend. A lot of stuff going on, and like I said, all of it is for a great celebration. So it's really cool.
All right, a couple of more very quick things, and then I'll let you go. And I do appreciate your time. The chance to play with him when you were traded from Pittsburgh here, where was that seed planted? Was that, when you were kids growing up, when he was already in the NHL and you were drafted by Pittsburgh? When did that whole thing start? Because it almost orchestrated is not the right way to put it. But I mean, it happened relatively early in your career. So when did that whole thing start?
Yeah, that was, I think it was probably in back of Eric's mind, a lot earlier in mine. I mean, I think, when I got traded, I was, like I said, really early in my career, and, he was already 3 or 4 years ahead of me there. But, it was kind of a rude situation, to be honest. He kind of, in the middle of my somewhat negotiating with an extension with Pittsburgh, all he said was, if you sign that deal, we probably won't never play with each other. And that was kind of all it took. And the more and more I thought about it, the more I was kind of questioning the direction I wanted to go, and really was kind of hoping to find a way to be able to grind it out and have some years with Eric. And so that was obviously in the middle of me trying to get married too. So it was an absolute crazy week, and it turned out, the general manager of Pittsburgh traded me right to Carolina, and it kind of all worked out perfectly. And, it was obviously a great experience. It could have went different ways, but turned out great. And obviously it was excited to go play with Eric and all the fun things that came along with it.
I'm not going to editorialize that at all and think that you just said you weren't thinking straight at the time, but clearly things have worked out great. But I know the end result of you guys teaming up together, I'll just use that term, wasn't what you guys wanted. But when you think about the days playing with your brother, what comes to mind?
Yeah, I think obviously there's not a ton of on ice great moments. Obviously there's a few here and there. Even playing on the same line was really fun and really cool, and I thought we really kind of dominated. But it was that was really some fun times. I think when I look back, I think of his kids' birthday parties and having all our families there and watching us together and just all the family moments for sure kind of stick out in my mind. And I know I wouldn't be able to do that obviously not playing anywhere else. So, you know, watching our families grow up together and being able to just have the day to day with the bro and you know, really just seeing his day to day and his character and how he carries himself in the room and his leadership. I learned a lot from that, and the way you know, he led the room, and you know, it was just a lot of really cool experiences for sure.
All right, final thing, and I appreciate your time. I know, man, you're busy. You just came off the practice rink, and so what are you going to be thinking about when 12 goes up next to 17, 10, and 2?
Oh man, yeah, it just gives me chills. So I'm not 100% sure, and hopefully nothing too crazy emotions come out of it, but I'm sure it will. And like I said, I think it'll be a lot of the same, you know, the memories of just playing with them, and you know, and the family stuff, and just everything growing up, and all of it really, and just what this game of hockey is. I mean, and how appreciative we are of the game and the people that we've played with and have gotten to know, and just the game itself, and have so much and will come up for.
All right,
really excited about it. We're really appreciated, and it's going to be great.
Jordan Staal, I thank you so much for the time, man. I'll see you very soon. Have fun with the whole process. And I know it's a pretty big week as well, because Toronto, Vancouver, and Anaheim are no joke. Good luck. I'll see you at the rink. Thank you so much for the time.